What is going on, YouTube? It is Chus, co-host of No Buts About It, and I'm back with another video. Just a real quick update and a little bit of an analysis and summary of what's going on with this Audible theory that is going on in Pittsburgh. It's kind of a wild thing. There was a little bit of an update that was given out today on X, and I'm here to give you all the details and kind of give a rundown on the whole situation. So stay tuned. It's going to be a little short, quick video here, just giving you an update. But yeah, here it is, yeah? So basically, if you didn't watch the Steelers game or you're a little bit in the dark or haven't watched the video, well, first of all, if you haven't watched the Kenny Pickett video throwing to George Pickens with the Audible play or Audible theory and all of that stuff, go check it out. It's on all social media pages. I'm actually looking at the video right now. I just looked up, Kenny Pickett Audible on Google, and it comes up, and I just wanted to watch it again because I'm a big Kenny Pickett fan, watched him since Pitt. If you aren't consistently watching the show, you wouldn't know that, but I'm a big Pickett fan. But nonetheless, shows a little bit of promise, and it was a really cool play. So go check it out. Even if you're not a Steelers fan, it'll give you a little bit more insight on what I'm talking about. But since you're watching this video, you probably don't have time to check that out. But nonetheless, there was a minute 29 left in the Pittsburgh Steelers-Baltimore Ravens game on Sunday. The Steelers were home at Acrisure Stadium, and the Steelers were looking to gain the lead. It was 10-8 at this point, a very weird score, and it's not how you think it happened. It was a field goal, a safety, and then another field goal. So it wasn't a touchdown and then a two-point conversion. I know it caused a lot of confusion there, but it was a very weird game. But nonetheless, the Steelers were driving. They were on the field goal target line, and they were pretty much just going to keep running it up the middle, try to get that field goal to win 11-10, hopefully hoping that the defense would hold them. And obviously, the defense did end up holding them. The Steelers did end up winning the game 17-10, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this 1 minute and 29 second left in the game play that happened on a 2nd and 9 when the Steelers were presumably just going to keep running it up the middle and try to gain that 11-10 lead, and once again hope that the defense stops Baltimore. Basically, on the 2nd and 9 play, the Steelers go into a formation to obviously run the ball either up the middle or to the side or do some sort of obvious run play. Nonetheless, the Baltimore Ravens go into a cover 0, and all of a sudden you can hear Kenny Pickett pretty much clear as day on the TV yell, "Randy, Randy." Next thing you know, Kenny Pickett drops back and throws a beautiful pass to George Pickens for a touchdown, giving the Steelers not just a 1-point lead, but a 4-point lead, meaning that the Baltimore Ravens would need more than just a field goal to either tie or win the game. So coming from a Steelers fan, everything about this play I thought was great. Obviously, the audible was phenomenal, saying "Randy, Randy," changing the offensive line to shift to the right, having the play go from a run to a pass, having Kenny Pickett drop back, throw a beautiful throw and an even better catch to George Pickens on the one-on-one, resulting in the touchdown for George Pickens to give the Steelers a 4-point lead rather than a 1-point lead. Now, the one thing that has caused Twitter and every other social media to blow up about it was the fact that when the TV stations during the game showed Matt Canada in the booth, he was practically stone-faced at the play and showed no emotion when Kenny Pickett just threw this dot to George Pickens for a touchdown that gave the Steelers a 4-point lead instead of a 1-point lead. And the whole entire booth was celebrating the touchdown except for him, where he showed literally no emotion. And many people wondered if maybe Kenny Pickett called an audible that went against what Matt Canada had initially called for in that exact moment with a minute 29 left in the game. So obviously this caused Steelers Nation and even just NFL fans themselves on Twitter and on social media to speculate that maybe Kenny Pickett just pulled a card out of Ben Roethlisberger's play deck and just didn't listen to Matt Canada's play call, because obviously just recently Ben Roethlisberger had said that there was points when Todd Haley would call plays and he would pretty much just disregard them and do his own thing. So many people wondered if Kenny Pickett was tired of the play calls and knew that the run wasn't going to work, and so he decided to change the play and throw that beautiful dime pass to George Pickens. Now, there was a tweet that came out today that kind of just cleared the air on the whole situation, but obviously it's still all up for speculation. But there was this tweet that I'm going to read to you right now. So this tweet came out this afternoon, and it was from JPA Football on Twitter or on X or whatever you would like to call it, stating, "Quarterback Kenny Pickett reveals he changed the protection and the route ran by George Pickens on his game-winning touchdown pass Sunday via SB Nation. He told Pickens to run a go route after noticing the defense in cover 0. He changed the protection to give himself enough time to throw the ball to Pickens. After the play, Steelers offensive coordinator Matt Canada showed no emotion or happiness to the touchdown, while everyone else in the booth was celebrating the touchdown. However, the specific protection alert that Kenny Pickett used was installed this past week by Canada and the offense as a check, so Canada deserves credit for the touchdown. Now, this tweet was kind of referencing the article that came from BehindTheSteelCurtain.com, so you should go read that article as well. And basically, from this tweet, we kind of gathered information that Kenny Pickett, yes, did change the play, but it was already orchestrated in the offense as of last week. Now, it still gives a lot of speculation, though, because obviously we saw Matt Canada in the booth show absolutely no emotion. Now, Matt Canada does tend to show emotion in the booth, so this is a very weird circumstance where he showed no emotion in the booth. Sometimes coaches just don't show emotion. However, he does show anger, and he has shown happiness in the past when the teams have scored touchdowns. However, that's why many Steelers fans and many NFL fans were speculating that maybe Kenny Pickett called the audible and Matt Canada was upset because Matt Canada said to run the ball up the middle, which honestly, I think this was the better play call, because now you're giving the Steelers a 4-point lead instead of the Ravens having to, only go up 40 or 50 yards, hoping that the defense stops them, and kicking a field goal with Justin Tucker, who is still presumably one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in the league, and probably or maybe even lose the game by 2 points because they kicked the field goal winning 13-11. So obviously I think this was a great call, but still leaves up that speculation that maybe Kenny Pickett did call the audible and Matt Canada said to call a run, and instead it changed the whole play. Kenny Pickett did his own thing, calling the audible that was already orchestrated in the offense, and scored the touchdown, but Matt Canada told him maybe he should just go run up the middle to chew out some clock. But nonetheless, it's still all up for speculation. Now, coming from a Steelers fan, deep down in my heart, deep down in my soul, I truly believe that Matt Canada did not call that play. I truly believe that, yes, it was orchestrated into the offense as of last week, but I kind of think that it might have been a play that was saved for later on down the season. And the reason I think that is because I just can't see Matt Canada at that very moment yelling in Kenny's ear, yo, Kenny, run Randy. I just added it to the playbook. You know this. Run the audible Randy, so that George Pickens can run that one-on-one, change it to a pass play so we can get that touchdown. No. You could see it in his face. He was definitely kind of upset, and I don't think he really expected it to work. And in his head, he was just kind of maybe relieved that it worked. But in a way, I cannot see, based on this offensive production, Matt Canada being the one to have made the initiative to tell Kenny Pickett to run this audible. I just personally can't see it. And as I mentioned, with the offensive production, I could go on and on about Matt Canada for the last couple of years and how poor that his offense has been. But, I'm not necessarily here for that. But nonetheless, his production really hasn't shown that much over the last couple of years with, throwing Ben in his scheme, only having 22 touchdowns compared to his last season having 33 touchdowns in 2020. Throw Mitchell Trubisky in there. Mitchell Trubisky can't win the games. Then you throw Kenny Pickett in there. And granted, yes, Kenny Pickett did have some big fourth quarter comeback, but you were really relying a lot on the defense when the offense should have been producing a lot better last season. And then going into this season, I think the defense still probably has close to or maybe even more points than the offense does this entire season so far. So when it comes to Matt Canada, there is not a chance that he is calling audibles and changing plays as they're coming up when it comes to this Steelers offense. So there's not a chance that I think that Matt Canada called this play. And obviously, coming from a Steelers fan, yes, I call for Matt Canada to also be fired, just like any other Steelers fan. I do not think he is that good of an offensive coordinator, and I would rather have Todd Haley in there at this point than any of these other coordinators. And I remember everybody saying, fire Todd Haley. Man, I would rather have Todd Haley, Antonio Brown, heck, throw freaking Le'Veon Bell on special teams. I don't even care at this point. Just fix something, because Matt Canada's offense is not going to work. But I will say that with that audible that Kenny Pickett threw and the nice, beautiful pass to George Pickens, it does show promise and it does show hope that when Matt Canada is fired, and I say this because regardless of what our record is at the end of the season, and even if we win a playoff game, regardless of what the production looks like for Matt Canada by the end of the season, I know that we're going to get a new offensive coordinator. But it shows that there is some promise in the offense, and the offense can, and I really truly believe the offense can and will be good once we get a better and so much more solid of an offensive coordinator once Matt Canada is gone. I promise you, I really truly believe in Kenny Pickett. I know what he can do, and I really think that once we get a new coordinator, all of this issues that we have on offense will all be depleted. But that's just my theory, and I've had my theories this last entire 2 or 3 minutes, but nonetheless, that's what I think. Now, obviously, everything that I just said in the last couple of minutes have all been my opinions and my theories, but nonetheless, if you enjoyed today's video, please give us a like and subscribe. And if you don't agree with my opinion, if you don't agree with my theories, or if you just don't understand the whole entire Audible theory or just anything else, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, disses, whatever, you can leave them in the comment section below. I would love to respond to them, just coming from a Steelers fan to another Steelers fan or a Steelers fan to a non-Steelers fan. But nonetheless, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section below. And if you would like to watch any of our other content, it's all on the YouTube channel, or if you want to listen to our podcast, you can find them on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. If you have a question for us or a comment regarding this video or any other videos that we've made, you can also email us at bullmoosepodcast2, that's the number 2, at gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram at @nobuts_show. And yeah, so thank you guys all for watching this video today. I'm sorry the lighting kind of just shut off because I have my computer screen being my lighting for today. But nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching this video today. And from a Steelers fan, here we go Steelers. I don't think we run the North, but we run the North, I guess. And, you know, here we go. Let's go Steelers. Sorry, Josh. Bengals ain't winning the division. I think the Steelers have a higher chance than you guys do. So, bye.